Moesha, and she's doing psychology at NWU, and she'll be sharing key tips on how to prepare for a psychology type of exam. And important thing also to note, you might not be doing psychology, but I think the principles are important from what she's going to share. And please do make notes, apply yourself, and all the best for your assessment. Now the stage, I'm going to hand it over to her. She is super ready and excited to be with us today. Moesha, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Frank. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well during this pandemic. And firstly, I'd like to say thank you, Frank, for having me. It's an honor. I'm really honored. So, my name is Moesha Naidoo. I am a final year psychology student at Northwest University, Vaal campus. So without wasting any time, I'm going to be giving you the 5 tips that you need to prepare, or let's say study, for a psychology exam. Okay, number 1 would be, never make the mistake of starting to make your notes 2 days or a day before your exam. It's not gonna work. I know, like, it's hectic, and sometimes you have more than one exam in one day, and exams are close to each other. But you need to start making your notes like prior before, so that when it's time for exam, you just have these light things that you need to do.
Yeah.
That's my number 1. My number 2 would be, you should remember that psychology is more of a theory module than a practical when you're studying. So you need to familiarize yourself with those big words that they give you. Like, you know what I mean is, there are some words that you can substitute, and there are some words you cannot substitute. So you need to remember those words that you cannot substitute. Find out what are the key words that you need to remember, and always make sure that you remember those.
Yeah.
That's my number 2. My number 3 would be, use activities and class tests and stuff from class that you did, like those unexpected surprise tests they give you, or your activities you do every week. Use those to study for your exam as well, because a lecturer will never ask you questions that they've never given you, or that they've never taught you about, or that they've never asked you. All the questions are questions you already did. You just need to find out, study all of them actually.
Sure.
So that's my number 3. My number 4 would be, practice your past exam papers from that module. Like, I would say 3 years before. Maybe if you're studying this year for that module, you need to get past exam papers from 2019, 2018, and 2017. And then when you're done with your notes, studying your notes, whatever, when you practice writing an exam, use those notes, use those exam papers to study, so that you are more well prepared. My number 5, which is most important, I think, is to get enough sleep. Get enough sleep, rest before your exam, a day before your exam, to give your brain time to function well when you're in the exam, so that you can remember everything you've studied and not panic. Because when your brain is tired, you can't think well, it doesn't function well. So my number 5 is very important. Get enough rest the day before your exam. So that's all for me.
No, thank you very much, Moesha. That was fantastic. And even you mentioned something important. My past guest also mentioned the importance of doing past papers, because it's one thing to know all that theory, but if you don't know how they want you to write it down in an exam, it becomes a problem. You won't earn the marks. And the keywords point also, I think it's quite an important one, because you can write it in English, but if you can write it in a psychology terminology, which is where you earn a lot of marks, then you're losing out. So I find that's quite helpful. Yeah. That's quite helpful. So thank you very much. Want to say something?
Okay. Not about academic, but like, if you'd like to follow me, you can get me on Instagram. I don't really have Facebook. You can get me on Instagram at Moesha_Minenhle, which is spelled MOESHA_MINENLHE.
Nice.
And that's it.
Then do you have a nice quote that you live by, or that is quite common in psychology, that is always thrown around, or any wise words?
I feel this especially when you're studying. That's necessary. You need to encourage yourself.
Yeah.
So I have 3 quotes actually that I love by, that I used to love by when I was studying, like before I became a final year student. Even now I still use it till today, and I feel like I'm gonna take it with me wherever I go. And it's short quotes, but it impacts so much. My number 1 quote would be, push yourself because no one else is going to do it for you.
100%.
My number 2 quote would be, everything is hard before it is easy. That's my number 2.
Yes.
And my number 3, which is my favorite quote, and I feel like this is something that I really live by, is to always tell myself, I am proud of you. I just wanted to tell you in case nobody else has. So
Powerful stuff. You know what I like about what I like about the universe is people with the same purpose will always come across each other and make the purpose even bigger. And even what you just said is quite profound.
Yeah.
You know, what you just said about, be proud of yourself, push yourself. Something I shared in one of the videos where I said, when you're studying, for the fact you're able to remember that long psychology term, you need to clap hands for yourself and say, well done. Because normally we forget to do those small things and we expect other people to congratulate us or clap hands for us. And when we don't get that affirmation, we feel like we're not enough.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's quite very important. I feel like it's quite very important to always remind yourself of these things and always work hard. You should remember that nothing lasts in life. Yeah. Even happiness doesn't last, sadness doesn't last. So even the hard work, the sweat that you're putting in doesn't last. Eventually it becomes easy and you're going to feel like, I did it. I did something, Yeah. So we just need to keep on going.
Thank you very much, Moesha. I think just to even maybe expose you a bit, she was so scared and thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to mess up. But she did so well. I don't know about you. You can comment in the comment section and tell me what you think. And then I think purpose was achieved.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you very much, guys. Do subscribe, like, and do share with your friends. I'll be bringing in more guests who will share from around the country about different exam techniques. And all the best with your assessments. You got this.